When you're in the middle of a story, it isn't a story at all, but only a confusion, a dark roaring, a blindness. It's only afterwards that it becomes anything like a story, when you're telling it to yourself or to someone else.
Hey, I'm Judy Elkind with CalTV Entertainment, and today I'm sitting down with Sarah Polley, talking about her new film, The Stories We Tell. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And I guess my first question is just, what was the time frame like for making this film and also the process of being able to have it made?
So I probably started to think about making this film about 5 years ago, and it was a very long, drawn-out process to make it. I started just with a few interviews with my family, and then from those interviews began to craft the structure and the idea for the film.
And through this process, did you come across any new archival material or any fun surprises that you discovered?
Yeah, there was tons of stuff. We dug into our sort of pretty large box of family movies. We had lots of Super 8 taken in my family and found a lot of really interesting stuff that I maybe hadn't seen before. And then also looking for archival footage of my mother, who died when I was 11. So I found some really interesting stuff in the archives of the CBC, our national broadcaster. There was, an audition tape of hers, singing a song that actually ends up in the film and playing a big role in the film.
I missed that line.
And what was it like working with your family and also using a personal story to carry the film?
It was difficult in terms of, I was constantly in doubt as to whether or not I should be making the film, and the personal cost of putting this film out into the world for scrutiny, and just generally making something so personal is, I think you'd be crazy to not be, riddled with self-doubt the entire time. I mean, I think that's part of the process. So it was kind of terrifying. I guess what I was interested in making the film about, though, wasn't really my family. It was about why we tell stories, why we need to create narratives around the sort of arc of our lives, why memory is so ephemeral, why families have such different versions of the past. So that's sort of what interested me and what kept me going, even though I had to use this very personal story as the model for that.
Dad, can you just go back over that one line?
I was being so real.
And what's the reception been like? I know you've been traveling through different festivals and doing some different talks.
It's been great. I mean, it's been such a privilege, actually, to get to talk to people about the film and to hear their responses. And I think generally I've always been a little bit uncomfortable with the promotional aspect of making films, and it just feels like something very separate from making the film itself and a strange part of the job. But I feel like this has been a really joyful and rich experience to get to hear people respond really personally to the film and respond in terms of beginning to think about their own families and stories that may differ within their own families.
I think it's our family, and every family has a story.
I know some people ask this question within the film as well. Do you think it, in the end, is more about the telling of stories or your own personal story in that journey?
I mean, for me, what's interesting about it is the stuff about storytelling and about trying to find the truth in the past and whether that's even possible. Obviously, my story and my family's story, has quite a bit of melodrama in it, and it is, it's the frame for the film. It's the frame for that conversation. So I don't know, I guess it depends on what you're interested in when you watch it.
And what can we expect to see from you next?
I'm adapting Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood, so I'm working on that screenplay right now.
Cool. Thank you for talking with us, and everybody make sure to check out the film when it comes out May 17th.